Hey, I'm Harri, composer and keyboardist and one of the vocalists.
And I'm Anna-Lil, vocalist and lyricist of the band called Lost in Grey, and you're watching Grim TV.
How are you guys doing today?
Really great. It's nice to do these things at summer for once. So all good. Looking forward to the release, and we're super happy with the feedback about the singles and all that. So all fun and games.
Well, that's good to hear. We're here indeed to talk about your upcoming new album. I've seen you released 2 singles already.
Yeah.
Like you just said, there's been some pretty decent feedback on that.
Yeah, we're super happy about that, and because we didn't know what to expect, because the first single was over 9 minutes, so it's not
nearly 10.
Yeah, it's not the usual radio singles, but we don't aim for that. So, but it's been good, really good, and we're happy about that.
Yeah, with those long tracks, you're definitely not radio oriented.
Yeah.
Well, you've been around already for quite a bit now. I was kind of wondering for this album, like, did you switch anything up, like on the writing process, or did you like try some new things out or something?
No, I think composing wise, it was basically the same as the last album.
Then again, you always try to challenge yourself, so...
Yeah. Of course, I kind of make some changes, but not like that I know them. I don't plan that kind of things. But so basically, it was the same, but not the same. It's kind of super difficult to explain. But I think the main thing is that we don't kind of plan which kind of songs we would like to have on the album. It's just like pour the thing out, and we produce it together and write lyrics. And it turns out really well this time.
Only this time.
Yeah. Again this time.
I was also wondering, like, the music that you make and the albums that you make and the lyrics that get written for it, they're all quite, well, theatrical. It made me wonder, like, if there's like a certain like ongoing theme in this specific album.
Yeah, maybe you can tell more about that.
Well, all the albums have the common theme of the place called the Grey Realms, and then there are these characters, Lillian, Patrick and Odessa, who are on their adventures on all of these albums. And for example, on the previous album we were more digging into the reasons why Lillian then goes to this place, but now I think on this album we're diving more under the surface to see what's happening inside the characters.
Yeah, more in depth, I think.
And like the title of the album is Under the Surface, and you're kind of saying that you're digging like under the surface of like the reasons and such. But did I get that right, that there's somewhat of like a like ocean theme going in it?
Yeah, it's been from the very first beginning of like composing stage and all that. It's just something that happened, because that's one of the kind of biggest inspirations for me: water and lakes and north and nature and such. So it's kind of happened, and I started to kind of implement water sounds to the demos already, and then I kind of planted the idea.
Definitely, because I was writing, for example, lyrics for Waves, and I still didn't have the chorus, but I was like, this song has something to do with sailing, and that was the only thing I knew, and then from there it started. But
and the album cover is like there sort of a story behind it, or?
I think that's more our guitarist who does all our cover artwork. It's his interpretation of this theme.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also because another recurrent theme is time. So I think from there came the clock.
Yeah, and the statue.
Yeah.
Kind of, I think now I'm talking on his behalf, but I think like on the last album we had the statues on the cover, so he wanted to kind of implement the same idea, but now it's under the surface with the cloak and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say with the kind of bluish grayish
Yeah.
look that looked like a statue that was
Yeah,
underwater.
yeah,
So.
definitely. And basically it goes that, of course, when he starts to create the cover art, he already knows what kind of songs we have, so we just give him free hands to do whatever he feels like.
There's also on this album one completely Finnish song. Well, I'm guessing that wasn't really planned. It just came as
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. When I first heard the instrumental version, the only lyrics I could come up with were in Finnish, and I was like, no, I don't want to write a song in Finnish again, because that happened also on the previous album. So I tried so many times to write something in English. Then I gave up. I already asked Emily if she could write the lyrics, and I don't know, it took over half a year until I finally kind of gave myself permission, like, okay, if it has to be in Finnish, then it has to be in Finnish. And after that it was like bleh, and
Yeah.
really fast then.
Yeah, it took some time, and I'm glad that I was persistent enough to.
Yeah, because I also suggested that we would leave the song out of the album.
I was like, yeah, hell no. It turned out great. So
Yeah, I think in a way it adds something to the overall feel. I
Yeah.
mean, even though most people won't understand shit of it,
yeah,
it's
Luckily
still.
there's Google Translate.
yeah.
Yeah, from experience, I know that worked really well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But I know I think it works well. Like it Finnish language often gives it like a bit of a more magical touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think wasn't this in Lord of the Rings? He used Finnish to create also the
Elvish language and stuff.
elf language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for some people it's kind of magical thing. So to say.
And especially if it's like just like one track amongst
Yeah,
the
yeah.
others, it kind of like I don't know, it works.
Yeah. It shows out from the album, and it works. Of course, it's good to talk about the whole album now because people haven't heard that yet. But I think it breaks kind of the feeling a bit, so it works perfectly on the whole. So.
Yeah, it's also a bit like slightly less heavy track.
Yeah.
Like in the middle, so.
Yeah, and definitely.
Schlager.
Yeah. We're getting old.
Well, it didn't annoy me, so it's probably not a Schlager, but.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah.
And like the kind of end of the album is like one of those like trilogy, like 3 tracks that like form
Yeah.
like one. That kind of feels to me like almost like an epic within the epic.
Yeah, I didn't plan that one either, but that was actually the first song I started composing, the part 1 of the song, and then when I got the first part ready, I was kind of feeling that it's not enough, that it has to evolve and the story must continue, and it turned out to be 20 minutes long. So people were too happy to having it on one track, so we had to divide it. But it works that way really well because it's 3 different, totally different themes. So it really works really well. So basically, I think when I started to compose from that song, it kind of helped me to kind of overall create a whole album, like musically, because I knew how it would end. So
Yeah, you usually do that.
yeah,
You first make the epic of the album and then start building around that.
yeah, the singles.
Well, in a way, it comes across a little bit like that, because the sound of those 3 songs, or like that one epic long song, it like musically it sounds similar, but it still feels like it's a little bit less accessible than like the songs that came before.
yeah.
That just kind of like really, when I listened to it recently, like really like sprung out that there's like really like a story within
Story.
the whole album. Well,
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah, I think if you want to think it that way, we take the half of the album to train to people's ears, and then you get a Schlager song, and then you get some more heavy stuff. So it's kind of a roller coaster, so to say.
I think it works that way.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
And am I right that I heard like within that Stardust song like some criticism on like society and government, possibly?
Yeah, there are those elements. And I think Stardust, all parts, are also quite a bit on pondering about essence of humanity or essence of our being, and so yeah, maybe also lyric-wise, that's the more heavy department.
Yeah, it's also good to kind of train your ears before you get in the depths of honest mind.
Yeah, just that one part stuck out to me where there's like talking about those in power want to keep things the same
and
way.
actually now as we are beside Audi, the library, I have to recommend to everybody this book, Walk Away by Cory Doctorow. That particular citation is from that book, and I was so impressed how just in a few lines he contains so much truth. And the book is very exciting. Anyway, I know that at least all nerds and geeks will love it. There's a lot of tech stuff in it. It's a kind of utopian or dystopian book, so yes, you have to read it. Yeah, that was that citation.
Well, good to know. That was actually something that I was going to ask still, like if there was any recent book that inspired you. Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Now, the album is coming out like beginning of next month.
Yeah.
Do you have like any plans like surrounding the release date?
Well, there are some, but of course the situation gives us some challenges, but we'll see. But not any kind of plans for touring yet, because we don't know how the world will be in 6 months or something like that. So we have to take it easy. Maybe we can do another album right after. So.
And like some people do like a, I don't know, like a pre-listening of the album online or something like that.
Yeah, that's been in our thoughts too, but let's see.
And any plans yourself, like how to the release day? What if you have any plans, like just with the band or something like that?
We had a pre-party already.
Yeah, last week. So maybe we'll have a
second party.
That's not a pre-party.
Yeah, that's the actual party.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have an after party.
Yes.
So
and then also we have to go to Lapland and turn off our phones and go hiking in the mountains for a few weeks or so to
gather inspiration for the next one.
Yeah.
I know that on your albums, you work with a lot of, let's say, extra people besides who is in the band. Like you have choir parts and other musicians coming in. That made me kind of wonder if there would be like any like musician or artist that you would love to work with sometime in the future for your music.
I really haven't thought about that because it's usually like we tend to work with people we've met on tour or something like that.
And family members.
Yeah,
like the choir
definitely.
is basically family and friends.
Yeah. So basically that's kind of how we've done it this far. But of course, if you cannot say any person right now, but if I would start to think about it, of course, come up with a huge list.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, that would be really nice. But yeah, it's not been out in our books yet, so.
Devin Townsend.
Ah, yeah,
that could be cool.
Yeah.
I think any metal musician or rock musician or musician overall would think it pretty cool to work with Devin.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, it'd be great.
I guess we can sort of wrap this up. Anything you would like to add still?
Yes. This whole irritating COVID situation, I think it has forced many of us to think what is truly important for ourselves. And I hope that people would remember it also later and not just throw that thought away once we're back to normal. So if anything positive, that could possibly be the one good thing about this.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you for the talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.